just for me, right here, right here.
There you are. Oh, right in front.
Although I do appreciate the lighting, I can't see you.
I'm a lip reader, so just if you could, just a request, if you could just lower the mic just slightly at all, if at all possible. But my question is, speaking of Rusty and kind of the dynamic with all of the police force, some of the dynamics are really cool. The Rusty dynamic, and also I love the dynamic between like Sykes and I can't think of his name, G.W. Bailey's character. And and I'm just, I think it's funny because, he's talking about always, from episode 1, he was talking about, I'm going to retire now and all of that. I think it's so funny. How do you guys feel about how they've turned all of the dynamics around and evolved all of the characters? What are your thoughts? Because we love it.
Well, it was amazing to watch. It was amazing to watch the transition from the closer to Major Crimes. And there were very specific artistic things that the creative team did beyond our work as actors that were genius. One was obviously in the introduction of Raider as the antagonist, then the hero. So that transition was really flawless and seamless. Also creating this sort of sense of like Brenda going away, but she's still somewhere near in the universe with so there were all these elements, and then the rest were the character developments of characters you had already known. The really interesting thing that most people don't realize is the way the show was filmed for the closer. It was from Kira's perspective almost, and everyone else was kind of peripheral. With this, it's really about her and about Provenza and about each individual story. And so the camera work is a little closer to us. We're not as far apart. You see much more of us, and I think that that's the technical element that created the intimacy. So you think you're seeing more of us, but in fact, you are, but we've always delivered that. You just, the camera wasn't necessarily on us as much,
And you know what, if I can add to that, is one of the reasons it worked organically is that one of the things James and I talked about was that Sharon Rader's management style is inclusive, and she's a delegator, and she draws people out. And that's something he and I were both interested in, because that is something that women are bringing to leadership roles that isn't quite the same as what maybe some men bring, if I may. And so right then, we've got a conversation between two actors that is drawing out their dynamics as well, their against detectives, more specifically than the last show. So we're happy.
Yeah, it's great. It's actually also, in some ways, a much more realistic portrayal of the police department, because you do make deals and you have to work with people, right? So, good question.
Hey, great.